Hola César, buenas tardes.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Pues aquí más o menos. Fíjate, te quería platicar, no sé si eso sea una plática o no sé si sea una pregunta, no sé, pero dejé algún tiempo de entrar a las reuniones, supuestamente por cuestiones de trabajo y todo eso. Y no sé, o sea, yo sentía que todo estaba bien, que todo estaba bien, que mi mundo, o sea, mi único problema en el mundo era el dinero, no tenía que trabajar para tener dinero y estar bien, estar tranquila. Pero, o sea, ganaba el dinero, yo me seguía sintiendo igual, me sigo sintiendo igual. Pues trabajo, llega el dinero y así, ya llegó, bueno. Pero, no sé, ahora que he estado entrando otra vez a las reuniones, siento como mi mundo como de cabeza, como si todo lo que supuestamente yo había ya hecho a un lado, como que otra vez vino encima y como que me está apabullando, que son las improntas, que son las creencias, o sea, me he dado cuenta que estoy tan llena, mi cabeza está tan llena de creencias. En la madrugada de hoy, escuché un audio tuyo de una conversación que tuviste con una persona y cómo le decías que todo eso sea un círculo vicioso, pues, un círculo vicioso, y ahí me cayó el 20 y dije, esto es un círculo vicioso nada más, lo que estoy viviendo. Y eso, o sea, mi pregunta sí es una pregunta, o sea, vuelvo a las reuniones y otra vez la caja de Pandora se vuelve a abrir, ¿o qué pasa? Porque así me siento.
Porque fueron reprimidas.
Bueno,
Si las haces a un lado, ahí están todavía.
sí.
Y este tipo de reuniones hace que todo surja. Este tipo de reuniones
Ujú.
acelera el proceso.
Ok.
Porque todo lo que esté guardado va a subir, va a salir. Incluso si el yo desaparece temporalmente un día, una semana, un año, si todavía queda algo todavía guardado en la
Ajá.
cajita de Pandora, ¿sí? En cualquier momento eso empieza a vibrar, se despierta. Es decir, permanece en un estado latente, dormido. Se despierta, sube otra vez. Entonces, mientras se reprima, se controle o cambie un pensamiento por otro que me agrade más, no funciona. Se
Pero
fortalece, se
cuando hablas
fortalece,
de reprimir, ok,
se fortalece y cuando regresa, regresa más fuerte. ¿Sí? Hace más ruido.
sí, me está haciendo mucho ruido, mucho ruido me está haciendo.
La indagación es algo que se hace de una manera muy gentil. Es llevar la
¿Y
atención
cómo,
del
y cómo
pensamiento.
es reprimirlas, César?
¿Mm?
¿Cómo es reprimirlas? Hacerlas a un lado.
Claro, tratas de controlarla, las rechazas, no te gustan, las niegas, piensas al respecto, piensas acerca de lo que piensas.
Ujú.
El pensador trata de controlar el pensamiento. ¿Me sigues?
Sí, 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 es verdad lo que dices. Hubo un tiempo así que sentía así como mucha paz, pero ahora me estoy dando cuenta que, o sea, me di cuenta que la paz que parecía que tenía es el mismo ego buscando la paz, pues, o creyendo que tiene paz.
Si esa paz aparece y desaparece, si no es permanente, es una paz mental, por lo tanto es ilusoria. La paz real es permanente, siempre está allí.
Ah,
De nuevo, hemos hablado de eso, la gente confunde el estado de la mente quieta con el estado natural del ser, el estado libre de pensamientos con el estado libre del pensador. ¿Qué es un pensamiento? El pensamiento raíz, el pensamiento yo, o yo soy el cuerpo.
bueno, me siento apabullada.
Ok, perfecto. ¿Quién es el sujeto de la experiencia? ¿Quién es el experimentador? Yo. Gentilmente, pon atención en ti misma. Simplemente hazlo, no esperes nada a cambio. Todo el mundo sabe yo soy, yo existo. Lo que quiera que sea que sientas como yo, pon atención allí. Tú no puedes ni acabar con las tendencias ni con el ego. Tú como ego no puedes acabar ni con las tendencias ni contigo misma. Tú como ego simplemente lo único que puedes hacer es quedarte quieto. Si los pensamientos no se detienen, no importa. Son solo eso, pensamientos, no tienen la más mínima realidad. Entonces deja que vayan y vengan. Mantente al menos como un observador, como el que ve.
Gracias, César. Ya me
Nada,
siento otra.
eh,
Sí.
Good morning, Caesar. Can you hear me? It's Lena from
Oh,
Mauritius.
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, it's still dark here, so I haven't got the video on. And you just answered my question on Messenger. You spoke about Sahaj Samadhi, and I was asking you about getting Nirvikalp Samadhi. So could you speak about both of them? And you said that Nirvikalp is not enlightenment. So all three of them, and what is the difference between all these three, please? Thank you.
Samadhi means the state of non-differentiation, right?
Yes.
Are you aware of that? What do you understand by Samadhi? Just start from there.
Samadhi is this thought-free state when there are no thoughts, and there's peace.
Good.
There's blissfulness.
Yes. That state leads to enlightenment. It is not enlightenment, it leads to it.
Okay.
It leads to the awareness of the self.
Okay.
So normally they are classified as three kinds of samadhi, right?
Okay.
Salvikalpa, Nirvikalpa, and Sah, right?
Sahaj.
Sahaj. So,
Yes.
Salvikalpa is by the means of effort. We remain thought-free, making an effort, right? It is temporary.
Okay.
Nirvikalpa is the second stage. You make an effort and suddenly the effort stops and you are thought-free. But it's also temporary.
Okay.
The mind comes back. Nirvikalpa destroys the ego. When the
Okay.
ego is destroyed, it's called Sahaj. One's natural state.
Once the ego is destroyed, then it's called Sahaj.
Yes, because it is effortless and permanent.
Okay.
The ego is gone permanently.
And how to make the ego go permanently?
By inquiring about the nature of the ego, its reality, or about its place of origin, meaning by that self-inquiry. Inquiry about the self. This self means the ego self, not oneself. This self is the mind. The mind is thought. That thought is I. I means body. When I means body, that is mind, ego, person, or individual.
Okay.
So the inquiry goes like this. If you have thoughts, all your thoughts are obviously about an object. The object may be physical, right? He, she, it, this, that, or the other. The object can be also subtle, knowledge, including spirituality. If there is an object, there must be a subject, a seer, an experiencer, a thinker. If you raise the question, who is it? The answer is I.
Yes.
That the idea is to keep the attention on the subject, on the seer, on the thinker, or the experiencer. Every time thought arises, you bring the attention back to the thought I. This is hold on to the self. The self is the mind, not the real self.
Okay.
And then you are thought-free. But the one that is thought-free still is a thought, which is I.
Yes.
The self is beyond the thoughtless state. Thoughtlessness belongs to the mind.
Okay.
The self is beyond samadhi also. It doesn't need to samadhi. See, samadhi is there as a prerequisite to get rid of the ego, isolating the ego from any object, the object of desire, object of thought, right? And the mind becomes totally still, quiet. It is quiet, but it's not gone. It's just quiet. It's just not moving. When the mind is not moving, if we keep it like that, so it loses the interest in objects, physical objects, or knowledge, including spirituality. Knowledge about karma, destiny, free will, tantra, yantra, mantra, kundalini, chakra, energy, siddhis, all that is gone. The mind is not interested in anything.
Then what does
when
an
the mind,
enlightened being do
when
once
the,
you get this enlightenment? What do you do?
sorry?
No, please go on. Please go on.
So when the mind is weak enough, see, when the mind is no longer interested in anything external to it, physical or subtle, right? Then the self, see, by its own power, will reveal itself and absorb the ego. First, temporarily, and then permanently.
Yes. Is that called vairagya?
Sorry?
This state, is it called vairagya or detachment?
That is detachment, yes. It is detachment from anything, whether it's physical, again, objects, physical objects, or knowledge of any kind, especially spirituality and religion.
So I have to run away from people who are spiritual then.
No. You don't have to run away from anything, anybody. Running away is not physical, it is mental.
Okay.
If you grow up, for example, in a very religious family, right? You can even go on doing the rituals and stuff. You are not interested in that. The attention is not in the body, right? Not even if the body is worshiping, right? But in the worshiper.
Okay.
All the sages do all that stuff for the sake of the seekers. They don't need any of it. They don't do rituals or sing bhajans or nothing. Even the knowledge that they give is for the sake of the seeker. When the ego is gone, this knowledge is thrown away like, I don't know, like how you call these things that you put in the balloon so it can take off? So it doesn't allow the balloons to take off, like a bag with sand or stones.
Ballast.
Yes, all that has to be thrown away. Otherwise, the mind will keep on using an object subtle to keep on thinking about it. It plays with it. It begins to play with the spirituality, with the spiritual knowledge.
Okay.
Enlightenment is not for I, for me, for the ego, for the individual. Liberation is not for it. It's from it. That there is nobody that is going to get enlightenment. Enlightenment is the state where the ego, me, person, individual, seeker, simply disappears, which is only a thought. How can a thought get enlightened? That's what the mind is, the person is, the individual is, the thought I, the I thought. That thought is, I am the body. The idea is not let the mind to get associated, see, identified with any object. Then it becomes weaker. It still is associated with one object, which is the body.
And you mentioned it's not thought, it's not energy, it is not. Let's say if someone is using energy to try to keep your mind going, so what would you do in that case?
Just keep the attention on the subject. If the mind is not wondering about that, it remains untouched by it.
Okay.
It falls into the protected shield. See, it goes behind the protected shield of its own reality, the self. That is also called surrender. Inquiry and surrender means the same.
Okay.
Now, the black magic or white magic has any power if it is completely ignored. If one doesn't even believe that it exists, if one doesn't think about it.
So it's like a turtle that pulls its limbs inside its shell.
Sorry?
It's like being like a turtle that pulls its limbs inside its shell.
Yeah, that is called satsang. It means to merge one's individuality in the reality. Means to keep quiet.
Okay.
Or abide in the self.
Okay.
Until the one that abides in the self disappears. And what remains is the self. Only the self alone is. Nothing else is there. Nobody else is there. The mind creates the idea of multiplicity, multiple individuals, objects, this, that, and the other. All that collectively is the mind, and all that is thought.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
There's a beautiful book called Advaita Bodha Dipika. I don't know if I am pronouncing it properly.
Can you say again, please?
Advaita
What is
Bodha Dipika.
Advaita Bodha Dipika?
Yes, it's called, the translation is The Lamp of Wisdom.
Okay.
Like any book of Advaita, it's a conversation between seeker and guru. And the seeker asks this question, what is the mind? And the guru reply, I and you. Means two. One, I, you, two. Duality.
Okay.
From duality comes the idea of separation. I am the subject, see? They believe that the body is the subject, the experiencer, the thinker, an individual self, right?
Yes.
I am the subject, you are the object. Subject, object, two. I and you, duality. Then I am separate from you. I am here and you are in Mauritius, right?
Yes.
I am different from you. I am a man, you are a woman. I am independent from you. See, you go your way, I go my way. I don't need you. Then the nonsense goes deeper. I am better than you, worse than you, whatever, superior, inferior, etc., etc. All that collectively is the mind.
Okay.
If you remove I, there is no you.
Nothing exists.
Nothing exists.
Okay.
Only the self.
Yes. How to stop people making drama?
You forget about everybody else. That's none of your business. That is an ego trap. See? Now your mind is thinking about everybody else, right? Only your mind is your problem.
They're doing it deliberately to keep me trapped in the ego.
Sorry?
They're doing it deliberately to keep me trapped in the ego.
No. You are deliberately or at least unconsciously, thinking about that to keep your ego sense. It's a mind game.
Okay.
Even to be concerned about the world affairs, that's a trap. See, the mind has to grab an object, right?
Yes.
And think about it. Whatever it is, whether it is material or is spiritual. So other people are not our business. Our
Okay.
business is to keep quiet. Even if you talk about this, you cannot make people's mind to keep quiet. People have to deliberately, right, by the means of inquiry or surrender, to keep quiet. Until the higher power, the absolute existence, reveals itself, so to speak, from within. And then the sense of separateness from it, or even the sense of unity with it, disappears. Because for separation and unity, you need the idea of two, and that doesn't exist. Baba used to say, you leave all your attachment at home, and then you come here and develop more. Then you start asking, and who are you? And where are you from? And what is this? And what is that? They say, that's a wrong question. The question is, who am I? They're interested in I, not in you, he, she, it, this, that, or the other. What world, anyway? A world that the mind created. A world that the mind created. The mind created the idea that there is a separate entity called world. And it does so by creating the idea that itself is a separate entity, that it is separate from the self, and then it appears to be separate from everything else.
Just an example. So when I went to prayer,
You
they
went to
are like making this a
This
prayer to
prayer.
and
Yes.
and prayer,
Yeah, prayer.
and they are, they're making this drama, and then they're laughing, and you know, it's the players.
Your mind is
I'm
back
wondering.
in your feet is trapped back in the trap. That is not even happening now. This is something that you remember. It's an imprint.
Yes.
And then your mind now is going to the past and thinks about it and talk about it, because that's the only way that the mind can survive.
Okay.
By identifying itself with an object.
To something.
It's an imprint, right?
Okay. So, excuse me. To keep the mind still, let's say I'm sitting here now on the bench in Mauritius and I'm talking to you. So the mind should stay just here, not go there or in the past or in the future. It just stays here.
Not even in the present.
Then
Is the
where
mind,
does it go from the present?
there is no past, there is no future, there is no present, there is no such a thing as a practice of being in the present. All this is New Age nonsense. If the mind is quiet, what is the thought about past, present, and future?
So it
You
just
still are conscious, you still will be conscious of the surrounding, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just have to be watchful when your mind gets externalized through the senses, grabs an object, and thinks about it.
Okay. So it should be like we are disinterestedness in everything. We are just
Dispassion, detachment.
yes.
And then the one that is detached will disappear. And then the idea of attachment and detachment and the rest of it is gone also. Identity or no identity is gone. See?
Yes.
Enlightenment, non-enlightenment is gone. All these ideas belongs to the mind.
I'm laughing because the mind is very powerful and it has ingenious ways to try to keep the ego going.
Sorry, the mind is trying to what?
The mind is very powerful and it has ingenious ways to keep the ego going.
The mind is the ego.
Yes, it is very powerful.
This is why it has to become, you have to keep it quiet. So it becomes weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker.
Okay.
When it's weak enough, see, not even the absolute can dissolve the mind that it is not weak. Imagine that you have a magneto. The most powerful magneto in the world is here, which is pulling the ego towards itself, right? And the ego is a piece of iron. Even if the iron is not clean, the magnetic force cannot operate, right?
Yes.
So the mind has to become, this is the so-called, the mind has to become pure, it has to become still. Pure means free from stuff, mental stuff. Then, when it is weak enough, then the magneto begins to pull it. Literally, we begin to become aware of a force within, revealing itself, pulling the mind towards itself, until eventually it dissolves it completely.
Sorry, you said there's a force within that will pull the mind towards itself, the self.
Yes, the seeker is looking for its reality, but it will never experience the reality. The mind will disappear in this reality, leaving the reality alone, revealing itself by itself to itself, because the reality is the ultimate observer. Is that which sees, and there is nothing that can see that which sees, because they are not two seers. Even all this quest for spirituality is because the mind is responding to a calling, to a pull. It doesn't even have the free will to move towards its source.
In meditation, it's possible to go to that
No.
state,
Meditation.
New mind. It's easier. No.
Meditation requires subject and object of meditation. Here, The object of meditation is the subject itself. As if the mind is focusing on itself. Inquiry is completely different.
So instead of the mind focusing outside, like going outside through the senses or the thoughts and attaching with objects and whatever, it just stays quiet and it doesn't go out. So this is what you mean.
It will go out. That's not the problem. You let the mind go out, that's fine.
Yes.
Thought may arise, let it arise, just don't follow it.
Okay.
From where the thoughts are coming from? From me, right? Who is the thinker? I. Then the attention goes back to the I. You let the mind arise. You don't control the mind. You don't repress the mind.
Yes.
You just bring the attention back to the seer of the mind, to the thinker of the thought, see, to this individual self, this I. That's all. The mind can do only that. But the rest happens by grace. Actually, even this is happening by grace.
Thank you. You saw me said something.
Sorry?
You saw me online and you told me you were coming on Zoom.
Yeah, because when you wrote, I was already signing in and letting people in and assigning a co-host. So I was not going. No, you're having a delay.
Yes,
I was writing to you because I was not going to be able to chat because I was going to
okay.
So I
Yes,
just casually let you know.
Yes,
right?
That's nice. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I see. I'm waiting for the bus now. It's very quiet at your end. I don't hear any questions for some time, so I'm wondering what's happening.
If there are no questions, there are no answers.
Okay,
So
so
I may be answering some questions on the phone or something.
okay,
Right? Yeah.
okay,
Remember
okay.
that.
So
Remember that.
yes,
I'll explain.
yes,
The whole purpose of this getting together, if I can call it
yes,
like that, or satsang,
yes, yeah,
is either to clear doubts, right,
yes,
about the
yes,
concept, right, the knowledge and so on, to understand it, right, to bring an understanding,
yes,
or questions about the practice, obstacles about knowledge, doubts, misunderstanding, or obstacles along the way, the inquiry, surrender, whatever practice people are doing, right? And it is mainly to learn how to keep quiet. This is a school to unlearn and to keep quiet.
okay,
Then these people has been with me, some of them has been with me for years, right? With me, no, but whatever. And I remember some words of Ramana devotees that
excuse me, just 1 second. Carolina, Pakwa. I'm in the bus. I'm going to the No, Carolina could jump là-bas, so j'aimerais bien. Petit tout là. Sorry.
ready.
Yes. I'm talking the bus conductor.
Yeah. So
Okay.
when the seeker is, let's say, advanced, that understood that the main thing,
Sorry, so you were saying when the seeker is at the stage that they have no questions, they just keep quiet.
yes. So Ramana devotees and some of my fellow students used to call it somehow. What we enjoyed the most was when nobody was asking any questions.
It's a bit strange though that you have a Zoom meeting and there are no questions. And
Sorry?
then just silence. I said it's a bit strange to have a Zoom meeting and there are no questions and there's just silence.
Yes. Some people say that when we are in satsang, either the mind keeps quiet by itself, before there are no questions, or
Yes.
it becomes easier for them to keep quiet. But now and then there is a question. So I don't know what to say. My mind also keeps quiet. If there are no questions, I don't even think about this. So if somebody have any questions, then welcome. Remember that these meetings online are an alternative. It's not the standard, right? The normal. Because of the COVID, only few people can come to see me, right?
Yes.
or because of the financial situation, world crisis, whatever it is, only few people can come. But my house is still open for anybody that wants to attend satsang physically. And the broadcast is just an alternative for those who cannot come. It's not the norm, right? So as I said before, some of these people attending satsang, they're already understood. This is how auspicious, if I may use that word, this meeting for them to either keep quiet by themselves or to make it easier for them to keep quiet.
Okay.
And most of them are practicing. They are not interested anymore in any knowledge that I can possibly provide.
Okay. My friend also he told me to observe silence. It's better to keep silent and not say anything, like you said.
It depends. It depends, right? It varies from person to person. So if the person cannot keep quiet, he may ask for help. How can I keep quiet? Normally, it's because the person forgets to inquire or doesn't know how to inquire. Right?
Yeah.
If the inquiry takes place,
Yes.
thoughts disappear and the mind is quiet. Still is present, but at least it's quiet.
I think he's putting me in this situation to see if I can keep quiet or if I will say something.
Sorry, your voice gets broken. I guess it's the internet connection. I don't know.
It's because I'm in a bus and there's a lot of noise. I'm saying my friend, I think he's putting me in this situation because he to see if I can keep quiet, if I can remain silent. Because he did mention to silence is better than saying something. It's better sometimes to just keep quiet and don't say anything.
Well, yes, as I said, yes. The best thing is to keep quiet, but cannot be for everybody, right? So if somebody have a question or a doubt or a misunderstanding, so by all means we speak and we clear the doubt, right?
And when people laugh, when they don't understand, what do you do with them? Just ignore them.
When the people don't understand it, when people don't understand,
laugh, they laugh
when,
at you.
if the people laugh at me, what can I do? Let them enjoy it. If the people don't understand and ask for clarification, I do my best to clarify.
Okay.
Only if the person becomes too annoying, right? Then I simply switch off the microphone of that person and that's it.
You do what?
I just mute the person, that's all.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
If the person becomes too annoying, if the person is coming just to challenge or just to disturb, you know, then you switch off the microphone of that person and that's the end of the story.
Switch off the mic.
No, the microphone.
The microphone.
Yes.
Okay. No, but they are not on the microphone. They are around.
Sorry?
I said it's not on the microphone when they are around.
Is that around? Well,
Yes.
somebody has to become really, really annoying for me to tell this person to please stand up and go. I'm in my house.
Okay.
Right? If I was not in my house, like in a public space or something, like it used to be, if the person doesn't go, I keep quiet.
Mhm.
If it is too much, I stand up and go.
Mhm.
So it's foolish. It's more foolish to argue with a fool.
Okay. I hope too much noise is not coming through on the video from here. I'm speaking on the headphone, on the microphone with the headphone on.
Yes. Okay. There is
Can
only
you hear
5.
a lot of noise? Can
Well,
you hear a lot of noise?
yeah, there is some noise. Okay. If you have
Okay,
something,
okay.
if you have
No,
something to
okay.
say,
No, it's okay. Thanks. I'll just leave the meeting now, and I leave you with your students. Thank you very
you're welcome. Good to hear from you.
much for answering my questions, and I wish you a good day. Thanks.
Okay.
Bye bye. Nice to see you. Bye bye. Bye.
Good to see
Bye
you.
now. Bye bye.
¿Alguien más? Quedan 5 minutos. Ok. ¿Las 10 lo dejamos por hoy o...